Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel that is 5 a.m. Tales. What if there were a river whose very name meant the destroyer of sins? For centuries, people living along its banks have believed that this river is more than flowing water, it is a blessing from nature itself. Unlike many rivers that have been stopped by massive dams, this river still flows freely through forests, villages, and ancient landscapes. But how did the Aganashini River receive its sacred name? And what timeless lesson does its folklore carry for us today? Come with me as we journey into the heart of Karnataka to discover the beautiful traditional legend of the Aganashini River. In the evergreen forests of the Western Ghats flows one of Karnataka's most beautiful rivers, the Aganashini River. Its waters begin in the hills of the Western Ghats and travel westward through forests, farms, mangroves, and villages before finally meeting the Arabian Sea. The river supports countless forms of life. Farmers depend upon it. Fishermen earn their livelihood from it. Birds, fish, and animals thrive because of its waters. Even today, the Aganashini is admired as one of Karnataka's last major free flowing rivers. Its very name has fascinated generations. In Sanskrit, Aga means sin and wrongdoing, and Nashini means destroyer. Thus, Aganashini is traditionally understood as the destroyer of sins. While the story belongs to local folklore rather than recorded history, it beautifully reflects how people have honored rivers as symbols of purity, forgiveness, and new beginnings. Long ago, according to local tradition, a peaceful village stood near the river. The people respected nature. They offered prayers before drawing water. They planted trees along the river banks. They believed the river was a gift that must never be misused. Among them lived an elderly sage who spent his days meditating beside the flowing waters. People often asked him, Master, why is this river called Aganashini? The sage smiled gently and replied, Because every river teaches us something. This one teaches us that every mistake can become the beginning of wisdom. The children did not understand. How could a river remove wrongdoing? The sage pointed toward the flowing water. Look carefully. The river never holds on to yesterday. It keeps flowing. It keeps cleansing. It keeps giving life. That is the lesson. One summer, the rains failed. The wells became dried. The fields cracked under the hot sun. Fear spread across the village. Some villagers argued, some blamed each other. Others wanted to cut more trees to create new farmland. The elderly sage warned them, If you destroy the forest, the river will lose its strength. Protect nature, and nature will protect you. A few listened, many ignored him. Days later, the first rains finally arrived. Instead of rushing away, the rainwater slowly filled the forest streams. The healthy trees held the soil together. The Haganashini River flowed once again. The villagers realized that it was not only prayer that had saved them, it was their decision to protect the land that gave them life. But an even greater lesson was about to unfold, one that would change the way the villagers understood the meaning of Aganashini forever. Ashamed of their actions, the villagers returned to the sage. Can this river really wash away our mistakes? They asked. The sage gently shook his head. The river cannot erase wrongdoing by magic, but it can remind us to change. When you protect the forests, when you share water fairly, when you care for your neighbors, that is how your mistakes are washed away. The villagers understood. From that day onward, they planted new trees, they cleaned the river banks, they shared water during difficult seasons. The river became a symbol, not for miracles, but of responsibility. Years became generations. Parents told the story to their children. Children told it to their grandchildren. The river continued its peaceful journey towards the sea. People believed its greatest blessing was not the water alone. Its greatest blessing was the wisdom it carried. Today, the Aganashini River is admired not only for its beauty but also for its rich biodiversity. Its mangrove forests, estuary, and surrounding ecosystem support countless species of birds, fish, and other wildlife. The folklore reminds us that every river has two stories. One is written by nature, the other is written by the people who chose to protect it. Whether we see this tale as a beautiful piece of folklore or simply as a lesson inspired by nature, its message remains timeless. No river can change the past, but every river can inspire a better future. Like the flowing waters of Aganashini, we too can let go of anger, greed, and selfishness. We can move forward with kindness, responsibility, and hope. Perhaps that is the deepest meaning behind the river's name. Not that it magically removes wrongdoing, but that it reminds us every day that we can choose to become better people. As our journey along the Aganashini River comes to an end, remember this: the greatest rivers do more than carry water. They carry wisdom, they carry life, and they carry the stories of generations. If this traditional folklore inspired you, tell us in the comments what lesson did you learn from the Aganashini River. If you enjoyed discovering the hidden legends, folklore, and cultural heritage of Karnataka, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 5 a.m. Tales. Until our next story, respect every river, protect every forest, keep our traditions alive. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.